Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back to our channel. So we are here again to talk about Miss World because in the last 24 hours, the landscape of this competition has changed dramatically. And especially if you are following Asia Rose Simpson, ang bilis ng mga pangyayari. But before anything else, I'm not going to spend another 5 minutes telling you that Asia Rose is already in the top 40 because we know that. She already secured that spot by winning yung Asia and Oceania Head-to-Head challenge. What I want to talk about today is what happened after that and also what are we expecting from this competition. We know Asia Rose didn't stop at the head-to-head challenge, right? On the talent competition, she made the top 23 from a field of more than 100 contestants and advanced all the way to the final stage. And now she has finished as second runner-up in Miss World Talent. And guys, that is huge achievement. Hindi na natin pinag-uusapan dito yung isang candidate na umaasa na mapansin because Asia Rose Simpson is now producing actual results. And when I compare those results with the latest Miss World hot picks, something very interesting is happening. Dahil some of those hot pick pages still have not completely caught up with Asia Rose, and we will be talking about that. But forget about the hot picks for 1 second because I kind of want to summarize yung actual competition standing ni Asia Rose. So we know yung head-to-head challenge, she is the continental winner for Asia and Oceania. Sa talent, she is second runner-up. Yung sa top model, she did advance deep into the competition. Yung sports, she advanced there as well. And then sa beauty with a purpose, yung seed initiative niya continues to be central to her Miss World campaign. And she already has guaranteed top 40 spot. So ang tanong ko ngayon, how many other candidates or contestants are demonstrating this kind of versatility across so many different areas? Because yun ang nagbabago ng opinion ko kay Asia Rose. Hindi dahil siya ay Filipino, hindi dahil gusto nating manalo ang Pilipinas, but it's because she's beginning to put together a very strong Miss World resume. And remember, Miss World isn't just about having the most beautiful face. It's not really a competition where you can survive on just one fantastic evening gown performance, right? They look at your communication skills, right? Your purpose, yung talent mo, yung physical abilities mo, your personality, your presentation, and your ability to represent the organization. And it seems that Asia Rose is appearing across multiple of these categories at yun ang pinaka-importante. And this is the part that really caught my attention because Asia Rose initially made the top 23 talent finalist from more than 100 candidates or delegates, right? And ABS-CBN reported that she reached the final round while representing or presenting her performance as something connected to a deeper message of hope and her advocacy. So they are interrelated, so I like that. And now, look at her. She is second runner-up. So again, she is on the top 3. Think about that, right? She did not simply qualify, but she nearly won the entire talent competition at Miss World at 18 years old. And para sa akin, this is where I started looking at Asia Rose a little bit differently. Kasi sometimes a candidate can get one big placement and one can easily say, maybe, okay lang, maybe that challenge was just perfectly suited for her. But once you start doing well in other categories or other areas, now that is different. Because talent obviously suits Asia Rose because she is a dancer, she is a gymnast, right? But head-to-head challenge requires something completely different. So you cannot dance your way through head-to-head challenge. You have to speak, right? You have to think. And you have to communicate your advocacy. And she won her continental group. So now we have evidence of both performance, communication, and that combination, my friends, can be very dangerous in Miss World. Now let's look at those hot picks I was telling you. Because guys, ang saya-saya talaga ng hot picks ngayon kasi nobody is agreeing on one thing. Seriously. One page still says Czech Republic is number 1. Another one is saying it's Malaysia. Another one is saying Vietnam. Brazil is everywhere. India is still keeps showing up. And so as Nigeria. And Chile also appears at the very top of other hot picks. So as Indonesia, South Africa is also moving on. And then you have Philippines, my friends. And sometimes I still see her sitting at number 21 or 25. And I'm looking at it and thinking, wait a minute, right? That's why I don't think we should look at one hot pick and say, ayan, number 21 ng Pilipinas. Different pages are measuring different things. We know that. Some are looking at beauty, some are looking at runway performance, some are heavily influenced by recent appearances, and some even created unofficial point systems. And most, I have to say, are simply personal favorites. Okay, so instead of, again, asking who is number one on one particular hot pick, I looked for something else. And that is who keeps appearing across many different lists, because that will tell us so much more. So Czech Republic may be the number one consensus favorite right now, as it was last week. If there is one contestant who looks closest to a consensus favorite based on these hot picks, I would say that is Linda Gorica. I've seen her number one. I've seen her position at Europe's strongest candidates. I've seen her in overall top fours, and I've seen her on top five predictions. And unlike someone who suddenly appears high on the list, Czech Republic keeps resurfacing, and again, consistency matters. So right now, I would absolutely consider Czech Republic as still one of the strongest crown contenders. But, mga kaibigan, she is not alone, because Malaysia is very dangerous. She is another candidate I would not underestimate. She keeps appearing very high, and we've seen Malaysia around the top of Asia Oceania rankings. She is on the head-to-head standout list, top model-related discussions, and then, of course, overall boards. And some pages even have Malaysia among their overall top four. So when we talk about Asia Rose's regional competition, Malaysia is probably one of her biggest threats, and so is Vietnam, and India, and Indonesia as well. This Asia and Oceania group is stacked, okay? And that's actually why Asia Rose winning the head-to-head means even more to me, because she did not win on a weak continental group. Now, also we have Vietnam. And I'm going to say this again because I don't want people to automatically reduce her performance into a host country. Because yes, Vietnam is hosting, but Vietnam is also consistently showing up in legitimate competition conversations. So she appears number one or number two in several fan lists, but she's been strong in regional rankings. She's visible in the head-to-head challenge, and she continues to appear among the women pageant watchers are following. So regardless of the host country factor, I think Vietnam has earned her position as someone to keep an eye on. Okay, and India and Indonesia are still very much in this as well. Other list keeps India comfortably within the contender conversation, and Miss World is a pageant India understands extremely well. And whenever you have an Indian delegate who can communicate and has a strong project, the world needs to be watching. And so as for Indonesia, same thing. Indonesia may not be number one on every list, but she keeps surviving every reshuffle. And that's often more meaningful to people. Number 5 here, top Asian there, top model recognition somewhere else, head-to-head recognition, overall hot pick, and that means several independent pageant observers are noticing her. Now let's leave Asia for a little bit and let's head to Brazil, because guys, Brazil might one of the most consistent contestants I've seen across these hot picks. Okay, Brazil is in head-to-head standout rankings. She is in top 5 hot picks. She is in overall rankings, and she is leading the Americas in some projections. She appears number 1 in some regional lists as well, and then even when she is not number 1, she usually is not very far away. So for me, Brazil is a serious Miss World contender, no question. And Chile is still here, and she is one of the interesting candidates that I'm looking at, because I don't think she started with some massive hype as some of the others, but we are seeing Chile being placed extremely high. Several hot picks actually have her as leading the Americas. So, Chile is somebody whose stock appears to be rising, so we'd better keep an eye on her too. And Africa is becoming very competitive, my friends. Nigeria continues to appear almost everywhere, and she's been number one on certain daily standout lists, okay? South Africa is obviously important because she won her continental head-to-head group. And then you have Botswana, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, and Uganda repeatedly appearing in different predictions. So I think Africa could surprise people this year, especially South Africa. Any contestants who has already delivered enough to win a continental head-to-head challenge deserves a serious attention. And now we are going back to the Philippines because here is what I find very fascinating. Again, in some fan rankings, Philippines is 25, another one has her at 21, and someone has Philippines 5th within Asia. And yet, if we look at her actual competition performance, yung pagkapanalo niya sa head-to-head challenge, that is guaranteed top 40, right? Yung sa talent, she's second runner-up. She advanced in sports, she advanced in top model, she's got strong advocacy visibility, and she is still active in People's Choice. So honestly, I think Asia Rose is currently underrated by the pageant community. And actually, okay lang yun para sa akin. I would rather have Asia Rose sitting number 21 on somebody's prediction while finishing top 3 in an actual Miss World challenge. You know, be number 1 on Instagram hot picks and Facebook hot picks and have no competition results. Diba? Kung pagpipiliin ninyo ako, give me the actual placements every time. Now, we also have an official update from Miss World regarding People's Choice. And as of August 25 update shown by the organization, which is today, the Asia and Oceania top 5 was Cambodia at number 1, Myanmar at number 2, third is Cook Islands, fourth is China, and then you have Philippines at number 5. And this one matters because this isn't a random pageant page hot pick. This is actually the official People's Choice Board. And according to Miss World's announcement, the Continental People's Choice leaders can secure direct top 40 advancement. And Asia Rose already has top 40. Okay, so she doesn't need People's Choice for that particular purpose. But the fan voting remains important, my friends, because the larger People's Choice competition carries an even bigger opportunity later. It is also important for everybody to know that Asia Rose is not surviving just because of fan voting. That's the beautiful part of it. She is earning her way through the competition. And here is my biggest takeaway. Asia Rose may be peaking at exactly the right moment. At ito yung gusto natin sa isang pageant candidate, right? You don't necessarily want to be the girl everybody crowns during the arrival week because then you are trying to maintain that level of hype for the next 3 weeks. And that is difficult. Asia Rose's journey has been gradual. At first, people noticed an 18-year-old Filipina, then came sports, then came top model, then stronger advocacy exposure, then the head-to-head challenge. And she won that. She's guaranteed a top 40. Then came talent finals. And now she is second runner-up on that one. So nakikita natin talaga yung trajectory niya. Pataas ng pataas ng pataas. And we're getting closer to coronation night. And that is a good timing. So if you ask me today, not who will win, because that's impossible to know, right? But which countries I would currently place into my serious contender conversation based on the hot picks and also plus the actual competition performance, my group will be Czech Republic is still there, Brazil, Malaysia, Vietnam, Philippines, South Africa, India, Indonesia, and Nigeria. And I would probably still keep an eye on Chile and Germany. And there are other possible spoilers, of course, absolutely. But those are the names I currently find most difficult to ignore. And notice, my friends, that I'm putting Philippines comfortably inside that contender conversation. I don't think I was ready to say that with this much confidence during the early days. But now, I am. In the last 24 hours, I'm like, yep, Asia Rose has to be on the top tier at least. So now the question is, how far can Asia Rose actually go? Can Asia Rose Simpson win Miss World? Possible? Yes, of course. Would I call her the front runner now? Not yet. I still think the competition is too open, and Czech Republic looks extremely strong still. So is Brazil, Malaysia is still there looking dangerous, and Vietnam is performing. South Africa has results, and India and Indonesia remain serious. But Asia Rose has now something very important, and that is a track record. And at Miss World, that track record matters. So my expectations has moved again, right? Top 40, done. Okay, top 20, I think that is a very realistic target. Beyond top 40, I don't think that's crazy anymore, right? Top 10, possible. Can she make it top 6? What I can say is that if she keeps performing like this, I think we absolutely have to discuss it. Okay? And the crown, hindi ko muna ibibigay sa kanya kasi ayaw kong mag-jinx. And more importantly, I don't think we have enough information yet to call anybody the queen. But this I will tell you. Asia Rose is no longer chasing this competition from behind. She is in it. Talagang nasa laban na siya. And I think some of these hot pick pages may eventually have to move Philippines higher if she keeps producing results. Because rankings can ignore somebody for a while, but once the placement starts piling up, mahirap nang hindi pansinin, right? And this is why Miss World is becoming so much fun to follow. We have your strong contenders, Czech Republic, Malaysia, Brazil, Vietnam, India, Indonesia, Nigeria, South Africa, Chile, and Germany, and now a Philippines representative who seems to be getting stronger and stronger instead of slowing down. So ngayon, ibang tanong na talaga, hindi na makakapasok kaya si Asia Rose? Ang tanong na ngayon is that hanggang saan aabot si Asia Rose? Because based on the last few days, I don't think we've seen her reach her peak as of yet. So what do you think, guys? Looking at these changing hot picks and the results of the challenges in Miss World competition, who is your number one right now? Would it be Czech Republic? Would it be Brazil? Malaysia maybe? Vietnam? Or are you starting to believe that Asia Rose Simpson could actually make a serious run for the Philippines' second Miss World crown? Let me know, guys, in the comment section. This race is officially wide open, and we will continue to monitor. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.